right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, all right, good to have you guys here. Uh, yeah, it is all good. Let's see here. Let's go full screen on this, I think. Yeah, very good, and good to have you guys here. Um, Hope all is well with you guys. Let me do this real quickly here. Okay. Okay, can you guys all see this foundation plan here?
Yeah, I see it.
You can. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Okay. Can you guys see me okay?
Yep, I can see you.
A little blurry there. Hopefully I'll come in. Yeah, there we go. All right, good. Let's see here. So we got Nathan, we got Alex. Good to have you guys here. And you guys can hear me all right. So that's a good thing. And we will continue on here. So great. Good to have you guys here. How's your week been, Alex?
It's been pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, good. I'm glad it's been good. Mine's been good. Had a good week. Actually, we just finally finished closing on our building up north. So that's all good. So we got all that happening, and that's a great thing. So
Oh,
we
is that the one in Clayton?
up in Clayton, yeah, that's a good thing. And so we got that all done, and it's doesn't belong to us anymore. So it's been the first time in like 16, 17 years I haven't had all that pressure. It's really kind of nice. It's nice to have it done, and money's in the bank, so that's all good stuff. It's nice to be a landlord, even if the tenant is yourself, but the business is just kind of because of all the COVID stuff, just didn't make any sense. Didn't need it anymore. So yeah. So I'm gonna admit to everybody here. Let's got a bunch of people coming in here. All right. So good to have you guys all here. So yes, that's right, Alex. And Alex, are you familiar with Clayton?
Yeah, I used to go up there quite a bit when I was younger. We had a cottage up there.
Yeah. Okay. Where'd you go in particular?
Um, I think it was um, it. I don't know. It was near a big river. It was near Thousand Islands up there.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a thousand. It was the St. Lawrence River for sure. Yeah. And the thing is, it's a beautiful area. It is. And so yeah, Clayton is a beautiful place. Love it. I've it's that's the only real downside is having sold it is like because the river is like really an amazing place. It really is. It's the winters are hard, but they're still beautiful. I mean, that's the thing. It's and we got to know the community pretty well. It's a small town community, and we got to know pretty much some of the best people there. Really, we really did. We got to know some people. We didn't necessarily know people who were like the power brokers, but we knew people who kind of knew everybody. And so when you know one or two people it just kind of opens up all the doors because they know everybody. Because they grew up with somebody and they can kind of just say one or two things and everything unlocks for you. It's really quite amazing. Small towns are great in that sense. They really are. They're really wonderful, and we loved it. As far as that goes. So yeah. So Fairport has a little bit of that. We're not quite we're not quite in the club yet, but it's not quite like Clayton. As nice as Fairport is, it's not like Clayton. So it's all good. But our family's out here, so hey, that's our thing, and it's a good thing. So let's see here. We are right now. It's about 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of start to jot down a little bit of attendance here. Make sure that you guys are all here. So let's see here. Kelly, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Hey, good. How did your project go this week?
Oh, a lot better than last week. when I tried to do it.
So you found the keys, huh?
Oh
Found,
yeah, the tutorials definitely help.
yeah. Okay. Good. Good. All right. Great. Great. And then next we got Dimitri. You here, Dimitri?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Good to have you here. How'd the project go for you this week?
It was all right.
Yeah. All right. Did you hit the wall? Is that next way of saying that? Or was it tougher than you thought it would be?
It was all right. A little tough, but
Okay. All right. We'll leave that. We'll leave that as the default. Let's see here. Julius, are you here?
Here,
Okay, Julius, how you doing?
doing good.
Hey, good. Were you able to get to that project at all?
Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's gonna be a little late.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. And Shanna, how are you doing? How's your week been? Can you hear me there, Shanna?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Sorry, my mic was muted. I did the parts and I used the videos.
Okay, good. And were you able to get it done okay?
Yeah, and I just had a question about the islands. You said you knew a lot of people down there. Do you
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
to know Rick Gilbert?
What's the name?
Rick Gilbert. He owns the Thousand Islands Campground and he owns Roosevelt Trailer Park, I think it is.
I know the I know the Thousand Islands Campground. I know that. I do not know him though.
Oh,
I've probably seen him before. And
probably.
You said Rick Gilbert, right?
Yeah.
I know some other Gilberts though, so they're probably all related. Up there, they're everyone's family, you know.
His grandpa owns, like half owns, or his dad, not grandpa, owns the trailer park with him.
Yeah.
The other
It's
one owned by him and TJ Glidden.
actually, I think I did some work for them. I did some printing work for them, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up with his daughter, like in high school. We've known each other since we were like 4. I've been going up there for, well, a long time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. Well, you know, let's see here. Do you know the Seaway Golf Course?
No, I'm not a big golfer.
Okay, well, let me throw you another one. Okay, downtown Clayton, you know the Coffee Cove?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, we know the owner. We did a lot of work for her. And then do you know the Lyric Coffee Shop?
Oh, yeah, I've gone there a few times. I actually like it there a lot.
Yeah, well, I know the owner real well. Her name is Kathy Danielson. She's a really great lady. And she actually was the one who, when we first moved to Clayton in 1998, it was kind of really behind the times and had fallen on some rough things. And, you know, it wasn't this cute little resort town like it had been. I mean, it always was, but it
Yeah.
kind of lacking something. So what happened is Kathy Danielson kind of comes out of nowhere and she buys the old movie theater. It's called the Lyric movie theater, and she totally gutted it and turned it into the coffee shop it is right now. And she put that balcony in and everything so that it would
I
be
didn't know
like
that.
the original, yeah, so it'd be like the original layout of the theater, which is kind of amazing. So she did all that, and so she was the one who really kind of started the whole revival, the renaissance of Clayton. It was Kathy Danielson. And I had a band called Soul Window, and we actually used to play there.
Oh, yeah, there's people playing up there all the time.
Yeah. There's a great arts and music environment there really is. I played there a few times. I played a jazz gig there. I played at the Thousand Islands, the Opera House, the Clayton Opera House played there, and a few times. So it's like, yeah, it's really great. Once you kind of get to know people, you're kind of all over the place, you know.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Someone saying something? Nope. Okay. Well, good. Well, good. Thanks for sharing that. And gonna move on here. Alexander, how you doing today? You here, Alexander? Alex, you here?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, good. How's your week been?
Pretty good. Just getting all the drawings done today. Finish those up.
Okay. All right. Yep. It's a very good. That's an awesome thing. And good to have you here. And we'll go ahead and move on from there. Any real trouble at all that you hit? Did you hit the wall at all, Alex, or did it go pretty well?
No, everything came pretty good.
Okay.
I had a little bit with the house with getting the siding and chimney to look right, but I looked up your videos and those solved most of my problems pretty easily.
Okay. Good. Yeah, that's why I do it this way. So that's great. Okay, and then next we got Nathan Henry. Nate, can you hear me? Hello, Nate. Can you hear me?
Sorry, my computer didn't want to unmute.
Happens a lot in these Zoom classes. So how you doing, Nate?
Doing okay. I'm upgrading a PC because my laptop ran out of storage.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I can't really save anything.
Oh, well, all right. Well, save mine to a flash drive then if you have one, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I do that in this kind of situation. Yeah, running out of room is can be problematic. How did the drawings work out for you?
I think they're coming okay.
Okay, good, good. And gonna move on to Shane. How's it going, Shane?
Good.
Hey, good. Did you get that template issue worked out?
No, it still says that I have an error. Every time I open it, it says error, and then it shuts down CAD.
Really? All
Yep.
right. And so you downloaded the template. Now
Yes.
let me ask this before I go any further. Did anyone else have any problems with the template that I had there? No? Okay. Yes, that might be a box specific thing with your machine there, Kelly. I didn't have anyone reporting that, but Shane, I didn't have any of the reports that there was a problem. But we can worst case, I can always if you need me to, I can send you the template. But I don't know if that's going to help or not. You know, you should be able just to get it from the site from Blackboard. But did you get a chance to work on the other ones, or that's still kind of in process?
Oh no, I sent them all in.
Okay, so you got, okay, very good. All right. And very good. And we're going to move on then here. Let's see here. Ryan Morrison, I think Ryan's in here. And Eduardo, are you here today?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Hey, going good. How'd the project work out for you this last week?
It went fine. Just had a little trouble with the hatches because the Mac has a different way of doing it.
Yep.
So
Yep. There is a little bit of that. There is a little bit of that kind of thing. So yeah, well, good. Sounds like you did well with it. So that's great. So very good. All right, guys, you're doing great. We're up and running. And today, this is week 6, if you can believe. We're already on week 6. On my calendar, I should have flipped it. We're already on. We're in October here, and so you get to see me flip this right here. And we are week 6, and that means we are. Wow, that means 6 out of about 15. So that's like. Well, we are. What would that be? 6, like 2/5 of the way down. About 2/5 of the way through the class. That's good. About 40% of the way through. Believe it or not, going pretty quickly. And so tonight, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on a foundation plan. Can you guys see the drawing that I've got here? It says Foundation Southfield. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we're going to be working on. And again, this is the same building we've been working on. It's all that Southfield building, and everything that we're doing right now is a representation of one aspect of the construction documents. This is the foundation plan. And again, everything that I've done with this right here has been pretty simplified. I decided to keep it real simple because the goal of this course is not to turn you into an architect. It's to teach you how to use AutoCAD in an architectural environment. That's really what it is. So when you wind up being employed in an office and AutoCAD comes across your desk, you can look at something, you can open it up, know what you're looking at, feel familiar with it. That's really what we're trying to do here. That's what I try to accomplish. So I'm trying to teach you the vocabulary and give you enough skills that you could draw stuff that's beginner to intermediate. And if you pile those skills on top of each other, you can do some pretty sophisticated things. So that's really what we're going to be working on right here. So let's see here. Shannon, looks like you're drawing on my screen here. Let's see, did you intend to do that?
Sorry, that was an accident. I was trying to exit the full screen and get to the AutoCAD website, and I accidentally started drawing.
I didn't even know you could do that. Well,
I didn't either. I almost started drawing a smiley face once I realized I was doing, and then I realized you could see it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Well, I'm unfortunately I'm able to clear it up. By the way, I think with the problem that I've had where my computer's dogging out, it's something between Zoom and my computer, or my computer and Zoom something. And it just seemed to be getting overloaded. I think I got it resolved. I've not had any issues with it this week at all. And I do a lot of teaching on and off throughout the week, so I hope we got it resolved. And I do apologize for that, you guys. Thanks for being patient. I do appreciate that. But in any case, what we're going to do now is I have been working a lot with CAD. I'm actually teaching a company out in Las Vegas Friday and Monday. So I'm doing that virtually. So I'm doing some training for a Vegas customer, which is kind of cool. Then other than that, I'm doing, I think I mentioned to you guys, I'm doing some work for a lawyer, you know, so anyway, so a lot of kind of cool things coming in. And that's the thing, like if you guys get good at this, what'll happen is I get these different offers and people say, hey, do you know of any students who might want to be an intern, or do you know anybody? And if you guys really show promise, I'll shovel that your way. I have no problem with that. And I routinely give people letters of reference, you know, that kind of a thing. So and you know, because I'm a business owner, it kind of carries a little weight, you know, so it's kind of a good thing. So anyway, that's something that I'm more than willing to do. So once you get out of here, just do your work and make some real progress with it so I can say something nice about you. I prefer to, I don't want to make it up. You know, I want you guys to be able to, I want to be able to say, oh yeah, they nailed it. They did a great job. So that's kind of the deal there. So anyway, are there any questions about any of the projects you worked with last week? And what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to go over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to do a different share here. I'm going to go over here to, oh, I think we should be able to go here. And yeah, there we go. Can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Blackboard. And I'm going to go to, again, going through what we went through here. Now, one thing I did not do, I didn't update the what's due when. But anyway, but just going back over here. So today, the drawing front elevation was due, and then drawings I and J were also due. So they were originally due last week, but I let those go. So those are due this week. So we went over those last week. So the drawing front elevation, that should have been done and submitted prior to us starting class at 6 o'clock. Now tonight, we are going to the next thing, which is the drawing foundation plan. Again, same kind of a thing. And this is the only thing that's going to be due this week. This one's not that difficult. This will probably be an easier week for you guys. So if your workflow is starting to kind of increase in your other courses, I am aware of that. So what I try to do is, as I'm teaching this class, again, I look at this class not as any of yours, and typically it's not the main class for any of you. Most of you are taking other classes. And so I look at my class as kind of a complement, as an add-on, you know, but it's an important add-on in the sense that if you really take this and you really learn it, if I can give you the skills that I want to give you, you're going to walk away from here with something that will really keep you marketable. And that's really the key. I tell people all the time, marketability is a thing. It's you want to be able to be marketable. In other words, people will give you money for what you can do. That's what marketability is all about. So anyway, we're going to be looking tonight at how to do this other thing. So real quickly before we go on, I did want to go over this, and then I wanted to go over what we did, and that was this. I think I've got a couple copies out here. Let me see if I can find that real quickly here. Out to here to my desktop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the practice file. Probably in the downloads, maybe. Basic drawing. No. Get this, you guys. Oh, I don't want to download this again. I may have to, though. Looks like I'm not seeing it, so we may have to do that. Let's see here. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I guess what I will do is, let me go out to the desktop again, see if I can find this here. Yeah, it should be out here somewhere. The drawing plan one. 1 second here. Oh, there we go. Okay, practice files, those. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so this is what I actually wanted to kind of take a look at here. So what we're going to do here, back over here. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to rotate this view counterclockwise. Okay, so just going through these, and again, it never hurts to kind of review where we've been. Okay, we did drawing A and B and C. With C, we learned how to do the angles. We learned how to do negative and positive values. Right is positive, up is positive, left is negative, down is negative. We learned that. And we applied that to drawing D and to drawing E. Drawing F, we also applied, that was our architectural drawing. That's where we use an architectural template. And that's where we use the same values using the negative X and Y to draw the roof slopes. We did that. We did drawing G. We did this one, which kind of tied together a lot of different commands, trim and offset and array, as well as fillet. We used all those, and that worked out well there. And then we did this one. This one actually was using polar array. We talked about that. We used polar array for this one, as well as some others. And then this one, drawing J. This one was actually very good. This one is a picky one. It's not necessarily difficult, but there's a lot of detail. You just got to get it right. So you got to do a lot of math. So every time I do this, I always get out a sheet of paper and I sit down and I copy these values down, make sure I get it right. So anyway, that's where we ended. This one, drawing K, this one is extra credit. I'm not going to assign this. This one is extra credit. So drawing K, you don't have to do it, but if you do it, it's going to be worth 10 extra points. So if you guys want to do that, have at it. It shouldn't take you too long with the skill set you guys have now. So now that we've looked at that, what I want to do besides that is move out of here. And I'm going to do, by the way, you're okay. You should, by the way, you guys are seeing these practice files right now, correct?
Yep.
No.
No,
You're not. So I was talking that whole time. Okay.
I was gonna say something, but wasn't sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
you were talking about the what's due when sheet. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll go here. And okay, can you see the practice files now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just reviewing what we did before. We did A, B, C, and D. And then, and with C, the big thing was actually where we used the right, basically going to the right is positive, and then going up is positive, going to the left is negative, going down is negative. We learned about that. Drawing D was kind of a variation on that theme. Drawing E was similar. And then we got into drawing G, which is an architectural plan. And this one also used the coordinate values of negative and positive to get the roof slope in place. So we used that same convention. We did this one right here, drawing H, which was tying together everything. This was using our offset. This was actually drawing circles and then trimming. And then besides that, we also created fillets. And then we also did a rectangular array, and then we did the mirror. So we did those in this one. And then this one was again due tonight. This one was circular, started with a donut. And after the donut, we used the P line and we drew this together. That's how we went over that in detail. And I've got I've got the class lecture, but I also have out on my YouTube site, I actually have how to do that step by step. And then we got this one right here, which again is not necessarily difficult in the sense of real hard drawing skills, but it's detailed. You got to just pay attention to it. There's a lot going on here. So anyway, that's what we've done so far. So going on from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here. Can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yes.
You can. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is we are going to work on the foundation plan. Now, the foundation plan is like this. What we're going to do is we're going to download the foundation plan master. What this means is the PDF, here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I am going to do this. I'm going to download that. And when I download it, then I can just open it up. And so now I have this, open that up. And then what I'm going to do is from here, what I want to do is I am going to take that and I am going to flip it a couple times like that. Okay, this is what we're going to draw. Okay, so drawing this right here, there is a template for this one as well. So you download the template, and this is what you're going to start with. Now, this one, in a lot of ways, is just kind of a rehash of what we're working on, but there's different detail going on. Let me start to talk about what's going on here. First of all, you have the outline of this structure. The outline of the structure is here, and the outline is available for us to go ahead and to draw this. Now, what about that? What about this is let me do this real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so going into this, for instance, okay, you've got this overall distance, which we know from before is 42 feet. Okay, we talked about that before, so you see it down here, it is 42 feet. And that is something that we just want to just be paying attention to as we get into this. So down here, it's 42 feet. Okay, that's something that we've seen before. Then over here on the side, it's 34 feet, which is the same dimension that we talked about before. So we have those, the basics are there. And you'll notice, please notice where that 42-foot dimension is drawn to. It's drawn to the blue line. So the blue exterior line is going to represent your outside wall. That's essentially what's happening right there. So you have that going on. Okay, and that being the case, that is how we're actually going to roll. That's what we're going to go ahead and work with this, and that is how we can go ahead and make this work. So let's go ahead and see if I can't do this. Okay, and then other than that, there's other dimensions along here that would actually be shared here with the intent. Let me get back to here. Let's get back to here. All right. Let's go back to this. Okay. Can you guys see this floor plan, this foundation plan again?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so what we got going on here is there's a little bit of confusion going on here. Every dimension you need is really on here, though. It should be. I've gone through this a few times. It should all be there. So there's a few things going on. First of all, you're going to notice that over here, you've got a 7-foot dimension. That is where the center of this door is situated. That's where the center of the door is. So that's one thing. So you got that. Over here, it tells you it's adding these dimensions up. So 22 feet 6 would be the center of this. And I've actually got some blocks in there that represent those. Then you got a few other things going on here. You got actually a dashed red line. Did anyone have an idea what that dashed red line might represent?
Is that a wall?
Footing.
Oh, okay. Well, again,
The concrete footing.
it would be a concrete footing. Yeah, that's exactly it. It'd be a concrete footing. Yeah, and so it'd be essentially the foundation under the exterior wall. Okay, very good. That's exactly what it is. So that's what that is right there. That's what you got going on here. And so down here, as you get into this right here, we'll be detailing that. So that's what that dashed red line is. Now, I want to point something out here. I did something here deliberately, and that's just because this is how sometimes construction documents are. You'll notice that right here, the outside blue wall is 12 inches. And outside here, it's 20 inches. The same for right here. But going up here, you'll notice that the wall is 10 inches here and 18 inches here. Okay, it changes. And then up here, you've actually got 3 widths. You got a 5-inch wall, which is that's actually the outside wall where you'd walk out. It's like a basement walkout, a walkout basement type thing. So you got a 5-inch wall, which is your standard exterior wall, which is on top of an 8-inch wall, which is on top of a 20-inch footing. Okay, which is what you have going on back here. So the back of the house is right here. So you have those going on. So that's going to be a little bit different. So you have those different things. So you have a second blue line right there showing that distance. And then you have over here 10 inches and 18 inches on this side. Then you have some offsets right here that tell you where these green items are here. These green items are wood columns. Okay, they're wood columns that are actually holding up the structure. And those would actually be like wood beams. Okay, they'd be wood columns. Kind of think of them as like a wooden I-beam kind of a thing. But essentially, it's there and it's holding up. Their support structures right there. And then those are also sitting on footings. The dashed red line represents footings. Okay, so this is what you have going on here. So it's not necessarily, again, a real difficult drawing, but there's a few things in place that I want you to understand. First of all, the size of these wood columns. The size of them is right here, and it tells us what they are, and the size of them is right here, 6 inches by 6 inches. That's the size of the wood columns, okay? Then you're going to notice that the footings are 24 by 24 inches, and that's a 12-inch footing, even that's how thick it is, okay? So it's 24 by 24 wide. So that means you got 6 inches right here, and then you got 24 out here. So that means going out here to this side, the overall dimension is 24, and the overall of these is 6. So they're concentric. They fit inside each other. So that's something that'll help you as you're drawing along here to place these, okay? That'll help you as you put these along right there. Down here, this particular feature right here is essentially an elongated footing with a long, wood column, a long wood member that's in place right there. So it's essentially a long column that's been put in place right there, which is the device that is used in this particular drawing. So you got that going in here. Again, that's also 6 inches, and this one is actually spread a little bit longer. So you have that in place right there. So those are some things that you're going to be looking out for as you move along here. There's over here, there is a section line. A section line indicates where a building is cut. That's something you guys probably know about, okay? So that's that. It indicates that if you were to slice the wall right there, facing in the direction of where the arrows are, that would give you B. The same would be true up here for A. So I've got right here, so where it's sliced right here will give me A. Well, let me show you something here. Before we go any further, let me show you something kind of interesting there. So I'm going to clear all my drawings and go back to here to show you this back here. So I'm going to go back over to here. Can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so the wall section, this is what you're going to do next week. The wall section looks like this. Let me show you this now. So what I've got here, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and download that. And we'll download this and open it up just so that we can see it. And now what we got going on right here is as I open that up right there, I'm going to go ahead and flip it around here like that. Now this is actually what you got going on here. This is wall section AA. So the AA notation is the section line reference. So the section line that said AA is actually slicing the wall, and this is what you would see, okay, on the other side of it. And I actually took some liberties with this, so don't worry about this. I put some things in extra here. It's not completely accurate to how it would actually be, but that's okay. Just accept it as it is right now. We're gonna just go ahead and leave that alone. So you've got this going on right there. I just wanted you to see a little bit more. So it's not a perfect example, but it's the basic elements in there. So anyway, what you have going on here, if you were to slice that wall, you would get section A, which is a 20-inch footing right here. And then you have right here an 8-inch wall. Then you have up here a 5-inch wall. So that's actually how that is sliced. Okay, that's what's going on right there. That is what you're looking at when you slice the wall. That is a section. This is going to be next week's assignment. So this wall section is going to be next week. So that's what we have going on there, just to explain what's happening. So let me go back over to here and make sure you guys are clear on that, okay? Because we're gonna make sure that that is what we're all seeing here. So we'll go back over. I can do that. Let's see here. Back over here. No, let's go back over here. Okay, and I guess got to go here. So we'll go to here. We'll stay here, and we will continue on over to here. Can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the plan.
Okay, can you see the foundation plan again right now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So anyway, that's an introduction to where we're going with this. And again, the whole goal of this right now, the name of the class is CAD for Construction. This is how construction documents go together. It's a simplified version, but essentially every building you're ever going to work with is going to have essentially some collection of what we're looking at right here. So let me show you how we do this. Okay, so right now, around 6:30, I think we might be a little bit shorter for the lecture tonight, which I don't think any of you will mind. And so we're going to go back here to AutoCAD. I'm going to start this up. And this is what it's going to look like when we're done. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. And this is the file actually that I made the other one out of. So there's a couple things in here that are a little bit congested. And I should probably break this out with a second sheet, but I was trying to not overload you guys, so I didn't make another sheet. But this is what it's going to look like. So let me back out here and let me show you how you do this. So you got this. These are the basic elements that you're going to have here. So these are the layers right here. You got these different layers here. You're going to basically have your walls. Your footing is going to be a dashed line. Let me show you something here. To show you what the layer properties look like here, we talked about this before. You're going to notice here that your hidden line right here is your footing line. Your footing layer is red and it's hidden. Hidden means it's a dashed line. That's what hidden means. Over here, your beams, that is using a center line type. So your line type is something that AutoCAD uses to distinguish the actual lines you're drawing and identify them with a certain function. So a center line is essentially going to be that. It's where your beams, it's going to be where your columns, your wood columns are all centered. They're going to be centered on that center line. And then your footing is going to be a hidden line. That's going to represent your footing. So that's how that goes. So that's what your line types are all about. So you just want to pay attention to that as we go through here. So you have that. And then the other thing I want to point out here is that you have, I'm going to type in this right here. You've got a block here for the sliding door, which is right up here. It's right there. Now, one thing about it, I'm going to pull this in here. You're going to notice that its insertion point is at its side rather than the middle. So that's something you're going to have to work with a little bit. This one too. This one also has that. And that one does the same thing. So this one, you click on this one. This one has the center as its insertion point, which makes life a little bit easier because up here you can see that it's dimension to the center. This one goes to the side, so you'll have to figure that out. You'll have to do some math. Okay, that's just how that works. So getting rid of these, you don't need those right now, but that's just showing you what is actually in this particular template. So we're going to work with that. Okay, so how do we start? Well, we start like we always do. First of all, Mr. Brennan gives you templates, okay? So you always want to make sure you use the template. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down here. And share this over here, which I think will work. Yeah, there we are. And then over here, what I want to do is on this particular week, which is week 6, I'm going to go to here, and you're going to see that right here, if it'll come up. All right here with week 6. Hopefully that won't crash on me. Come on now. Okay, let me close this. Let me close that too. All right, so I've got this right here. Okay, and then let's see here. So I'm going to go back. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go here. Just gotta do this. Okay, so back over here to Blackboard, and that comes up here, and we're going to go to week 6, foundation plan. Okay, and this is where the template is. Foundation plan, Southfield template. I download this, and it's going to download it here. So that goes to my download. So that being the case, I'm then going to go here. I'm going to go back to AutoCAD. I'm going to start a drawing using that template. So we'll do that. So I'm going to leave this one up here. I'm going to go to the application menu, go to new. You always want to do it the same way. And then we're going to change our particular location to be out here. So we're going to go out here, and I'm going to go to my downloads. That's where I'm saving it. And in the downloads, I'm going to go to the foundation plan, which is right here. I'm going to grab that, and that should actually be in place. You know what? Let me change that though, because I think something might have changed. So let me just go ahead and make sure. And do the same thing I did before. Downloads. Okay, and I want this one right here. Yeah, that one should be the same size, but I'm not sure. So looks like they are. But I'm going to use this layer one. Okay, so once I get into here, what I want to do now is I'm going to, I got my walls layer right here. Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. I used the wrong one. Okay, so let's get out of there. And I want the foundation wall. Let's see, I guess I got the wrong one. Let me try that again. Make sure I got the right one. Always make sure you get the right one. So let me go to my new share, back to here. Make sure we got all this. All right, I think we're good to go here. Okay, back here, make sure I got this. So week 6, make sure I got this. All right, foundation plan. All right, let's see here, back. Okay, so foundation plan. All right, and foundation plan, Southfield template. Yep, it should be there. Foundation plan, there's my foundation plan template. That's what I want. So back to AutoCAD, make sure I'm doing this right. The old saying is measure twice, cut once. Measure once, cut twice. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the measuring by checking. So I'm going to go to new, make a new drawing, back out here to my downloads, and I want to make sure I use the foundation plan. Foundation plan. Yes, that should be correct. That's the right one. I hope that's the right one. Huh. Looks like I put the wrong one out there. Dang. All right. Yeah, I did. Okay. Maybe it didn't. Oh, yeah. You know what I did? I actually changed the color for printing. I think is what I did. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. I changed the color for printing. Okay. Let me look at my layer properties. Yeah, we got hidden here. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so the reason I changed the color of my walls here was so that you guys could see them easier. By default, they were blue. I'm just going to make them kind of, I'm going to compromise and use like a little darker blue here. Okay, we'll do that. That's just, okay, there we go. Okay, so walls, my current layer, we're good to go. Okay, good. No, everything's fine. I did it right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw the exterior. Now the exterior, we talked about this before, and we talked about then if you have a consistent wall width, you can just simply offset them. But we don't have a consistent wall width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the walls with lines, and then I'm going to offset those and clean them up later. So I'm going to use my line command. I'm going to start with this back one right here, which is going to be 42 feet. And I'll say 42 feet like that. And then down here, 34 feet. 34 feet. Okay. And then over this direction, 14 feet. Okay, and then back this way, 6 feet. Okay, and then back over in this direction, 28 feet. Okay, and then we should be able to close it. Yep, so I right click and I choose close. Now, at that point, I've got this in place. Let me make sure it's correct by putting in my dimensions. And again, in my first prompt, I can hit my enter key and verify that I'm there. And then I just pick the line. So I got that. So at the first prompt, you right click or hit your enter key and you can actually get these dimensions like that. And that's how we can rapidly check and verify we got them all together. Okay, so you know you don't want to build on a bad foundation. You always want to make sure you dimension it. So we're ready to go. So now my front wall gets offset. Actually, the wall there, that's a 12-inch wall along the front. So that's I get my offset distance for the front is 12. So then my offset command, which is right here, offset and type in 12. I'm going to offset this one. Yep, like that. And then this one too. Now this one, I'm trying to find this. Okay, well, we find that, so I'm going to grab it here. Over that. Okay, so got that. And you'll notice right there that my lines are all crissy-cross. Don't worry, I can fix it. Now my side walls, they have an offset of 10 inches. So this offset again, and use 10 as my offset for the sides. So these get offset from the sides. And then my back wall is offset a total of, let's see, 20 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and use 20 inches. Actually, no, 8 inches for this one. So this one's 8 inches. So offset here, 8, and we'll go ahead and do 8. Now, once we've done that, we got the basic wall right there, and that's what we'll do. And then I can just use my fillet command, and I can just go ahead and I can start to clean this up like this. Okay, we talked about the fillet command. If you use fillet command with a 0 radius, you can just use it to clean up your corners. So fillet is a fast way to do this. So I'm just cleaning this up. This is something that, a little trick that helps you to quickly do cleanup in AutoCAD if you need to, which I'm doing right here. So once I've done these, I've got my corners cleaned up and we are good to go. That was using the fillet command. Okay, so now that I've done that, my distances, I want to check my distances and make sure they're accurate. So I'm going to go here and let's go ahead. And this one over here, this one should be 10 inches. So go here to here, and that's 10. And I want to go up here, and this one should be 8. Here to here, and this out of the way here. Come on, you. All right, and there, and that's 8. And the front one should be 12. And it says 1 foot, which should be correct. Okay, one foot, which is 12 inches. Okay, so we're good to go there. Okay, so we got that, and now we are good to go. So now that we're in here, and looks like I have to change that dimension to be something different. Because by the way, you see that right there? It's saying 1 foot. It should say 12 inches. So I'm going to right click here, change the properties there. What do I need to change the properties? So this is just kind of a quick thing. There's a standard. Let's see what I want there. Would that be my, let's see here, dimension style. Yeah, I thought I'd fix that, but I guess I didn't. So we could use that as, that'd be my units. And so my units here, let's see here, units are architectural. Let's try, yeah, fractional work, yeah. So fractional, and then at that point with fractional, I want to put in a suffix, dimension suffix of inches. Okay, that way I'll put in the inch mark. Okay, so go ahead and do that. So anyway, that's just one way to go about doing that. There's more than one way to do this, but that's just how I did it there. So I did the 12 inches there, we're good to go. Okay, now the next thing I have is I also have at that point, I have my exterior, the red lines that go around the outside. Now, how would I do that? Well, you just have to, like, let's consider the line over to the right side. I'll go ahead and show you this real quickly, and we can kind of talk about that to see how we do this. Because there's always more than one way to do this. So if I go back out to here, and if I were to go here and share this, okay, going back over to here, into this thing, let's see here, not this one, we don't want that one. One back here, let's see. Yeah, okay. Can you guys see the foundation plan right now and the PDF with the white background?
Yes.
Okay, so what you got going on right here is you'll notice that right here, 10 inches is my wall, 18 inches is my dash wall. So how far would I offset each of those dashed red lines, like from each surface? How far would I offset them?
$18 inches.
Well, it's 18 is the total. You've already got 10, so you need 4 inches on each side. So you'd offset each one 4 inches. Follow me?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're right. 18 inches is correct. Thank you for saying something. And the thing is, I appreciate that. And you're correct. To get the 18 inches, I have to use a 4-inch offset for each one of those. So I can do it this way. So let me show you how I do this. So there's a couple cool things I can do with the offset command here. Now I'm going to show you something here that it's kind of an aside. It's not. This is not something you have to do, but I'm just going to show it to you because some of you will say, "Wow, that's really cool." Notice that in the offset command down here, I have a few options. I have through, erase, and layer. So what I can do is I can go to the layer option. I can right click and choose layer. Okay, so I got layer right here. What I can do is I can say enter the layer option.
I can't really see your
I
screen.
don't think we can see it.
Well, okay, we're back here. Let me go back to here. Okay, let me go back to AutoCAD. So back to AutoCAD, and let me show you guys. Got that. Thank you very much for saying something. Back over to here. Okay, can you see? Oh, you can't see that. So let me try that again. For some reason, sometimes it just doesn't let you do it this way. Can you guys see AutoCAD now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this. I'm going to change my current layer to footing. And then when I do the offset right here, I'm going to say, okay, I want to use my offset. And if I change my layer option, I can say use the current layer. So watch this. I'm going to make the offset distance 4 inches. And watch this. I go here, there, and there. At that point, it goes ahead and brings these on with these nice dashed lines. And I got these, okay? So those are actually, that works out nicely. Now the ones at the bottom, so I got those together. I went ahead and did that, and that's how we go ahead and make that work. If it doesn't offset them on the correct layer, it's because you didn't change that option, which I just did there, which, you know, that was kind of an extra. Okay, now what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go through this kind of quickly because I already know how to do this, and you guys will get this dimension. But the front of the building, the bottom, which is actually the front, the walls there are supposed the footings are supposed to be 20 inches. So therefore, since it's a 12-inch wall and footings are 20 inches, that would also be a 4-inch offset. So I can continue to use my offset here of 4 inches. So I can go ahead and use that, and that's going to give me the value that I want there. So I'm going to go here, continue on through here. Okay, so if I go through here, I'm getting a nice, pretty respectable drawing right here as we go through here. And I'm going to grab this one here. All right, let's see here. We'll go here and down. There we go. And I've got those. Then the one on the bottom, that's supposed to be 8 inches. And then that one's got to offset actually 6 inches to get a total of 12 inches. So that's going to be offset 6. So I repeat the offset, make that 6. We'll try this here, here, and here. Okay, now if I did this correctly, and I believe I did, I should have my dimensions set up so that these top ones are going to be 20 inches right here, if I did this correctly. And okay, that's 1'8", that's 20. And then these others should be right here, 18 inches. So let me go ahead and try that. We'll go from let's go over to here. Go from here over to here, boom to boom. Okay, and that's 1'6". Yep, that's correct. Okay, and then that's actually correct. And then this one would be correct, and then this one would also be the same thing. So I'll go to here and to there, and we have that. Okay, so I have those, and those say 1'8". Okay, and that actually should say 20, but that's okay. We know how to fix it. What I can do here is I can just go ahead and copy that property, I think, by going here, and I'm going to use my match properties right here. If I use the match properties, see that? Match properties is a quick way to go ahead and to change all these so they have the correct values. It's this little paintbrush here. It says match properties. Okay, you click on it, and then it allows you to change these values as you see me doing right here. So I have that happening. And so that's a quick way to go ahead and to make that quick change. Okay, so I've got that. I've got the basics right now. So that's all the basics right there. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. Now, my corners, you know how to fix those. I just use fillet like we did before, fillet. And we use this to go ahead and do that. Boom to boom. And then we do this and go to there like that. And we go ahead and just make this all work like this. And so as we go through here, we're able to clean these up. And I'm going to make this multiple, so I have to keep on hitting that. And this is, you know, how you just go ahead. And with AutoCAD, it's very flexible, but it's going to make you do a lot of this detail work. Like, if, for instance, when we get to Revit, you won't be having to do this kind of thing because Revit automatically cleans it for you. AutoCAD doesn't. You gotta clean up after yourself. All right, so here we go here and there. And I think I got one more. And hopefully this is making some sense, okay? This is something you guys will see in real life. You will actually be doing it. And we go like that. We are good to go. So we got that. Okay, so we're going to go there. And now at this point, the next thing we're going to do, now that we have that in place, is what we're going to do next is now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the dashed lines for the beams, okay? Dashed lines for the beams. Now the beams actually have some notation here. So let me go out. Let me save this, by the way, before I forget it. Save as to the desktop, and this one I'm going to call it Foundation Southfield with my last name. All right, that's how it should look. Okay, now at this point, the next thing I want to do is, now that I've got that in place, next thing I want to do is I'm then going to now work on the next thing, which is going to be how far apart these things are. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to take a look at this. Okay, can you guys see this white background foundation plan?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what I want to do now is now I'm going to be putting in the center lines. Okay, so the center line right here, this one goes right across. Starts from here, 12'4", and it goes all the way over this distance. So I can just draw one straight across if I want to. And then I have another one right here, and this one is 13 feet. Where is that one? 13 feet, 6.5. Actually, but what does it give one to the actual outside? No, I didn't give you every little dimension here. I probably should have just to make it easier on yourself, but actually I did. 13 feet, 9.5 for this one. So 13 feet, 9.5. And then over here, it's from the bottom, that's 12'4". So I'm going to start to put those in. So let's do that. So to do this, I'm going back over to AutoCAD. So I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to AutoCAD, and which should be this one here. Can you guys see this okay? Can you see AutoCAD with the black background?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. So this one I'm going to go ahead and put in. I'm going to change this to be my beams. I'm going to offset this layer. This one's going to be 12'4". So offset 12'4". And that one's going to be the outside, right to here. Boom. Okay, so I got that. Now the next one I want to offset is actually going to be 13 feet, 9.5. So we're going to go ahead and go over here, 13 feet, 9.5, over here, 13 feet. And I'm going to change the distance, 13 feet, 9.5, boom. And that goes like that. Okay, so that's 13 feet, 9.5 going from the outside. So we're good to go there. And then the last one that I have there, actually, let's see here. That one, I actually have to kind of look around a little bit because I've got the basics right there. And then I've got this other one that is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, I can just do it that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start putting in my my columns and so forth. So my columns are, they're actually here on a layer called columns. Okay, they're dark green. So what I'm going to do there is it's 7'3" from the outside is the size that I have here. I'm just going to use my line command, just use the lowly line command. And I'm going to go ahead and go from this particular wall right here. I'm going to go here and go over 7'3". So I'm going to go 7'3", which gives me the middle of where this would be. Now the size of this, again, we talked about this, it's 6 by 6, so we'll go 3 up, and then go over 3, and then go down 6, and then over 6, and up 6, and then it's going to go ahead and close it right to there. Okay, it's going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've got that, and then when I have that in place, then what I can do is kind of get rid of these other lines, okay, because I don't need those. And now I just have this. I'm going to join these together and make it a polyline. So now that's a polyline. That makes life a lot easier. So now that I have this, let me check my dimension, make sure it's where it's supposed to be. That should be 7'3" centered. Okay, so I check it. So I'll go here, and I'm going to go ahead and measure it from here to the middle of this, and hopefully it's going to be right where it should be. And it is 7'3". Boom, there we are. Not bad at all. So we got 7'3" inches right there. So that's good. Now the next one I have going over here is 6'9" inches. So what I can do is just copy that. So I can copy this over here, copy it from here, from the bottom here, 6'9". So 6'9", boom, I've got that. And then I want to go over again 6'9". Let me just check my dimensions. I'll make sure that they are correct. And we'll go here to here. And that is 6'9". There we go. And then I want to do another one. I'm going to copy another one, 6'9". So over here, repeat copy. Grab this, and this one's also going to be over 6'9". And 6'9". Boom. And by the way, the sound effects are optional. You don't have to do those. It's something I just do. I don't really think about it. Let's see here. So go there, and we pull that up. Okay, 6'9". You got that there. Okay, so what I've got there is I got my row of columns started here. 7'3", 6'9", 6'9", and then the next one would actually be going up. And let's see here. I've got that dimension somewhere. At least I should. And yeah. I've actually got these kind of placed kind of. Let's see, kind of all over the place. Let's see, here's a 3 foot. Yeah, I know I've got that dimension someplace. Yeah. Okay, the next one I got to do a little adding up here because I kind of put it down in pieced off dimensions, but that's okay. That's life sometimes. 5'4.5". Okay, 10'7", and let's see here, 10'7". And yeah, that's it. So that would be what, 15 feet, 11 and a half. Yeah, it's 15 feet, 11 and a half. Okay, if you guys want to jot that down, it's going to be 15 feet, 11 and a half to get that last line. So 15 feet, 11 and a half coming from this line. So let me do that. I'm going to go ahead and make this my current wall right here. I'm going to do another offset here, 15 feet, 11 and a half. So I'm going to say 15 feet, 11.5, boom. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this as my distance here. We'll go here, we'll click there. And then up there, that's where I want it to go, right there. Perfect. Okay, and that's the line that I need right there. And then the last one that I need to copy this one up to there to get this all going here. And then I'll show you what it's looking like on the other one, just so we can kind of compare, make sure we are where we're supposed to be. Go ahead and drag this up to here, boom, we are right there now. So now once I've done that, go back to here. Sure, it's back to where it should be, and we go to here. There we go. Okay, now at this point, I've got that distance right there, and let me measure it, make sure it's accurate. That should be 15 feet, 11 and a half. So I'll go from here out to here. Make sure that's right. 15 feet, 11 and a half. Correct. Okay. So I got those, and that's something that once I've got that in place, I can put that in dimensions layer. That one I'm not going to need ultimately. Now, at this point, I can do a little bit of trim work. I can trim this one out right here. I don't really need that there anymore. And I don't need, let's see here, what else do I not need here? The rest of these, yeah, I don't need this one either. So I'm going to trim this one over to there. So I've got that. So now it's starting to clean up. We're starting to look like something. We're good to go. And then I would need one more here. And so I need to put in one more line here. So my line will go from the center of this one. And I can go ahead and touch these 2 points to get it. And we'll go from there to there. And then we'll go up. And then we'll go ahead and we will go ahead and plant it there. It looks like that one missed by a little bit. So I'm going to move it over. So move it over. You want to make sure these things are exact so that we, because as the old saying is, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. You know, so we want to make sure we get them accurate. Okay, let's see. So that's 6'9.5". Yeah, that's why. So that one got jostled a little bit, and we'll go ahead and put this back to there like that. Okay, so a lot going on there, and that's what we have happening there, and that is all good. Okay, so that's what we have happening there. Okay, so now that we've got that, we could do some cleaning up there, but we have the basic elements. Now, the other thing, now that you have that, there's also going to be over here, now that we've got these in place, the next one is, there's another one that's 5'10.5". That's on the other one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy it 5'10.5" over. So we'll go ahead and go here, and we'll go right from the center. And we're going to say 5'10.5". All right, let's see here. Yeah, so 5'10.5". 5'10.5". Boom. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so there's 2 of them there. Okay, and then I'd move that over. So I'm going to move it. And I want to move from his geometric center. By the way, that's an object snap that you guys can use here. That's helpful, geometric center of this. And that way move it straight over. Little helpful thing there. Then I can get rid of that. Okay, so got that. Now at this point, that one should be all set there. So I'm going to measure that last one. That should be 5'10" and a half. So let's verify that it is. And again, we're going to go from the geometric center of that to the geometric center of this. Come on. Yeah, 5'10" and a half right there, which is exactly right. So we have that right there. So everything is looking quite good. So getting these together, I'm just putting these in so you guys understand that the dimensions are there. I didn't make it obvious, so that's the only thing. Now the footings are 24 inches by 24 inches. So I can do this a couple different ways. I could just make a footing and make it 24 by 24. So I'm just going to do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just use my rectangle command. And I'm going to go ahead and just make it 24 by 24. 24, comma, 24. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is use my move command. I'm going to go ahead and move it over. And I'm going to move it using its geometric center. So I'm going to start with this. All right, and then right click and use my geometric center right here, right there. Then I'm going to use the geometric center of this. All right, right there. So once I've got that, that's it right there. That's the size of those right there. So then what I would do is I'd copy that around. So I'd use copy, and I'd use copy, and again, using the geometric center, just the easiest way to do it. And I can continue to use geometric center as I go along here. And geometric center again. And this is just a quick way to get these all meet. You know, the extension will probably pick it up too, as well as the intersection, but I'm just doing this just to show you how this works. Geometric center is a great object snap and will help you do your work. Okay, there you go. So then at this point, you've got a pretty good idea as far as where this is all going. After that, there's, then you've actually got a couple other things here, such as the actually where the next column is. And there's actually, now at this point, I'm going to save this. And we'll save that, and then I'm going to go back out to here. I'm going to go and share back to here. Let's take a look at this and share this. Now going back to here, can you guys see the white background foundation plan?
Yep.
Okay, great. Now what I need to do now is I need to add these dimensions up right here to get to the end of here. I want to draw this now because it's the only dimensions that were given to me. So that would be 6'6" plus 5 feet plus 6 feet. So 12'6", it's 17 feet 6 from here. So 17 feet 6 from here up to here is where that starts, the footing. 17'6". So that's what I'm going to use. 17'6" coming from here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that particular. And again, you got to do some simple math. Let's see here. Go here, share this. Okay. So we'll go here and we're going to go 17'6". And that will give me the footing. So I'll start with my line. And I'm going to start with here. And we'll go 17'6", 17'6", boom, like that. Okay, and that is actually where this one starts. Okay, so once I have that, I'm just going to draw a line right there just to kind of get that going, because that's my marker. That's really all I'm interested in. I'm not too worried about this. Okay, so I've got this, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to pull this over just to give me that. Now at this point, I've got a pretty good idea as far as what I need here. I'm going to grab these elements here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this and drag it down to this point there. Make sure that we are where we should be, like that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just extend it. Okay, so I've got that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. So I can pull this bar down. And how long is that? 6 feet. So I'm going to click it, drag it here, and pull this down a total of, so it's already at 2. We want to pull it down another 4 feet. So 48. There we go. Now that should be 6 feet if I got that correct. I think I do. Let's check it. This should be 6 feet. And it is. So we're going to go there. All right. Now I'm going to put it on the dimension layer right there. Boom. And then the other thing I got is this one right here. Same kind of a thing. So since that one's there, I want to drag that one down since that's 6 feet. It was in the front on each side. What would this would be? Oh gosh, I don't know. 3 feet, 4 feet maybe? Let's check more again. Yeah, I think that's about perfect. So that's 4 feet. Okay, right there. So that's 4 feet right there. And I think we are good to go there. So that's actually how that should look. So at that point, you have that long footing with the wood column type element on top of it. And that's pretty much how you put those together. And then you can dimension those off to get those in place. I've got one more down here that has to be placed. And that one is actually at 6'6" from the corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in place. So 6'6", I'm gonna start from this point here, 6'6" from this right here. Yeah, and I go 6'6", and 6'6", boom, like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and copy this other one up. So copy this one down here, because that's gotta go. And then that's going to be 6'6" is going to be to the center. So run geometric center again. All right, to the geometric center. That'll work. So we have that, get rid of this, and get rid of this. Okay, there we go. And so we have that in place right there. So now that we have this right here, all of our columns are in place. You could go ahead and put a couple more dimensions on there just to verify they're correct. But that is how we go ahead and make that happen. Okay, so you got this here. And then this goes out to the center of this. And this should be 6'6". As long as we have that, we should be good to go. And it is, so we are good to go. So now at this point, we have the basics. Now you got a pretty good handle on this whole thing. Once you got that much there, then you can just build the rest of it out and place the dimensions they need to be. There's a couple things I'll show here. There is actually two different kinds of leaders. Now, a leader is an element in drafting. When you talk about drafting and talk about notation and so forth, this is an element that you put in when it just has to point at something with a note. And just to show you what this is, this right here, there's actually a couple different leader types here. This is one of them. These are your section leaders right here, and these are actually going to be a couple of arrows facing like that. That's one leader, and this is another type of leader here. And you'll notice that this leader right here, it has a smaller arrowhead, so I named it smaller. I named it smaller, and this one over here is called standard. So standard is for the sections, and this one is for the smaller. Okay, so as you see these, you're going to see what I mean. I have a couple different ones. Now here, I didn't actually make one with the splines right here, but that's something I don't mind if you just use the regular arrows right there as far as that goes. And you know what? There's a couple workarounds if you wanted a curved one. If you want to kind of challenge yourself, you can do that. I just put that in there just because I think it's a little more interesting. Sometimes I have my class, you know, my students will actually go ahead and go out of their way to make that happen. I'll show you how to do it real quickly. But back to here, what we're going to do is we're just going to put in those because that's something that you want to know. And so over down here, the one on the bottom, this one is going to go on the layer called section. And I'm going to go, here's your leaders right here. Your leaders are right here. So first of all, let me see what kind of leader I'm talking about. Standard. As I said here, standard is the leader that's kind of the larger one for the section. So I'm going to go to click here and go over and then down over to this point roughly here. Over there, and then I'm going, oh, let me try again. And we go here, go over and then down. And you do that. And then what I could do is, and then what I would do is at that point, I would then do the same thing. I'd go ahead and do a mirror here, and I can mirror this over so that it does the exact same thing. So I can go ahead and mirror this, just going down here, picking a point here, and mirroring this like this. And I don't want to do that. So I got that. That's how you go ahead and put that together. And then I think this is just a regular text thing. Let me find out here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So I'll go here. Let's see if I can make that C. I think that's going to be too big. Yeah, it's too big. So what I would do here is, if your text comes out too big, like it is right there, then do I have a text style that covers that? Let me find out. I'm not sure if I do. Well, I'll go to the properties. And the text out here, instead of being 2 feet, I'm going to make it 1 foot. See if that's a little bit better. And see how that looks. Okay, the 1 foot seems better. So 1 foot's better. So you want to change that using your properties, which you guys have seen how to do. And then you just go ahead and copy that down. So you go ahead and copy that down, and then that is all you need to do there. So copy this from here, And we go from here down to there like that. Okay, and that's how you go ahead and put that in. That is a leader. And then there's a smaller leader style here. So I'm going to show you this. If I go to here and change the smaller leader style, which is right here, this is text styles. If you hold your cursor, it says text style. You hold your cursor here, it says dimension styles. You hold your cursor here, it says a multi-leader style. So if I go here and click on the arrow, I can then see these right down here, and I can do this. And when I do this, I can change it to smaller, which is what I talked about. So using smaller, this is where I can actually put in this other notation. For instance, that says beam pocket. Okay, so that's going to go on the text layer. And I'm going to go ahead and put a leader in on this one. So I'll go here. And I didn't put my beam pocket in here, but I will eventually. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this here. I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to click I'll move that other notation down in a minute. So you click a couple points, hit your enter key, and then I'm going to type in beam pocket like that. And that's how we go ahead and make that work. And that is how we go ahead and start to make that work. So that is how we put that notation in. And we do the same thing with this 4-inch concrete slab. So I go here, if I go ahead and click a point here, I can go ahead and click there and say 4-inch concrete slab, 4-inch, oh, I'll try that again. There, then I have to hit my enter key, then 4-inch concrete slab. Like that. And then I've got that. So once I've got that, if I wanted to kind of like change that leader, I could go ahead and click there and go to the properties. And when I go to the properties, this is where I could actually change the actual leader type to spline. Now, when I change the spline, let's see what that lets me do. Change the spline, and hey, look at that. I actually can make it curvy now. So that's one thing you can do. You can go in there and just do this if you want to. You know, just one of those kind of things that sometimes I get students that are like, hey, how do you do that? Well, that's how you do it. You right click on it and you can change the actual style from straight to spline. So that's just something that if you guys want to get into that you can do that too. The back wall then would simply consist in adding one more line to give you the 8-inch wall, and then you would insert you'd go ahead and insert your other elements right there. So we made that 8 inches, and let's see here. So since that's an 8-inch wall, we'd actually need one more wall 3 inches in to give us our 5 inches. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll put one of these elements in, and that's going to be it for you guys. I think that's going to be good to do it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go ahead and click here and go over 3. Okay, and then I'm going to go straight across over to here, and I'm going to go ahead and touch it here, and then pull it up. So when I've got that, that gives me my 8-inch wall and gives me the other wall. And then I would go ahead and do this. I'd go ahead and put this in, and I'd go ahead and place this, whatever the distance is, 7 feet from the edge. So I'll go ahead and touch it here and type in 7 feet, and boom, there you have it. And that is how you place those. Okay, so when that's all done, you just gotta do some cleanup, and that is pretty much it. So that is how we go ahead and put that together. So anyway, that's how we do the foundation plan. I think that's everything. And then there's some text that goes on the bottom. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. And the thing is, so it's a pretty straightforward thing. Tonight's, this is a little bit lighter this week. You worked out a little bit more last week, so that's all we have right there. But this is using what you've learned, and now we're a little past 7 o'clock already. So we're at 7:09, and that's lecture. So that's it for right there. So I'll save this and keep it out there. I think I might have saved this someplace else, but for right now, I think that's going to be it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the lesson right there, and I'll stop the recording right there.